from the same company, you will see the difference is that they've got a lot more timers and a lot more interfaces, again, to address different markets. So really, if you look at today, it's an evolving market. There are multiple companies, multiple product lines. So where are we headed as a chip designer? What are the things that we need to be tracking to make sure that we are in sync with the market that's emerging? These are my own predictions. Like all predictions, some of these may come true, some of these may go wrong. But here is my take. Number one, hardware accelerators will become necessary. So you better start looking at what functions, what features you need to bring in, and start looking at building some of these hardware accelerators beyond simple AS engines. 32-bit processors will become de facto, whether it's Cortex M0 or any other, but you will need 32-bit processing to be able to manage the kind of functions and feature set that's required. Third, energy harvesting will become an in-thing for chips, as we expect more and more of these chips to live a very long life. Just to briefly tell you, for people who don't know, energy harvesting is about how do you use ambient energy and convert that into electrical energy and use that so you actually almost completely remove the battery from your product. Fourth is about some of these devices will more and more get connected directly to the internet without a smartphone. That means you will have 3G connectivity coming directly onto these wearable devices, and you don't need a smartphone to connect and upload your device. As a corollary, it could also happen, or it will also happen, that some of these functionality of today's wearables, for example, you have a lot of these products which do activity tracking. They might get integrated with the smartphone, and some of these wearables will markets today that exist will actually vanish away because some of these actually got integrated with your smartphone itself. A lot of hardware sensor hubs will become important as you look at context awareness and bringing in a lot more sensors. So people will have to look at sensor hubs as part of not just connectivity but also sensor hubs. In my view, Bluetooth Smart is going to be the technology that will win this market in terms of connectivity technologies. People will have to look at designing chips that will almost look like platform on a chip and bring in a lot more programmability at a software level, because like we saw, there is so much diversity in the market, use cases, that you cannot start building chips for every different market segment. So you need to be able to build a common chip that can address multiple markets and bring in a lot more programmability at a software layer to be able to address this kind of a market. Wireless charging could be an in-thing in terms of not having any wire to be able to, because you just want to be able to bring in your wearable, place it on the charger, and you should be able to charge it than actually having to connect a wire to actually charge every time. And lastly, more and more these devices will become smarter in terms of having more decision-making capabilities, local decision-making capabilities available instead of going all the way to a smartphone or to the hub to make the decisions. And a lot of data aggregation will happen so that you only send relevant information up to your host and aggregate a lot of data at the wearable device itself. So what does Mindtree's play in this space? We talked about a lot of chip design and a lot of things, and it cannot all be done by one single chip company. Multiple chip companies, but they will also need a lot of support and IPs from ecosystem partners. Today, Minetree has IPs in this domain. Bluetooth Smart, Minetree is a leading IP provider for controller stack and profiles. Minetree is building a reference SoC for wearables called QSOC. We have a lot of hardware accelerators like AS engines that we have built that are licensable to customers. Apart from IP, we have low-power consulting expertise through our experience in the last 10 years in various customer engagements, as well as building our own IP and taking it to market. We bring in a lot of low-power consulting expertise. And of course, from our VLSI services, we offer a lot of different services for chip guys to be able to take their chips to market in terms of derivative IC engineering or platform application software development.